Hi everybody, this is Agnes from Sediment, and today let's taste and blind red Burgundy from regional to Grand Cru and see if it delivers in terms of quality and price. No winemaking region has wine lovers, geeks and snobs going crazy like Burgundy, especially if we are talking about Premier and Grand Cru. And with the prices of these wines going out of control, finding great value in the region becomes harder and harder. So today I have gathered red Burgundy wines from all four quality tiers with prices ranging from $40 to $500 to find out whether the hierarchy and their prices truly reflect the quality they promise. Burgundy is divided into numerous small parcels or sites, each with its own position within the Burgundy's vineyard hierarchy. At the bottom, responsible for the largest production by volume, lies regional Burgundy wine. This designation permits the blending of grapes from various parts of Burgundy under a single name. Moreover, some of these regional appellations even allow blending of different grape varieties. Moving higher up in the hierarchy, we will find village classified wines. Some of the Burgundy's best-known names, such as Pommard, Bolnay, and Merceau, fall into this category. The finest examples from these villages should show unique characteristics and distinguish themselves from neighboring communes. This category used to be a great place to find value in Burgundy. Unfortunately, nowadays these wines are edging dangerously close to triple-digit price tag. The icing on the cake are the Premier Cru and Grand Cru vineyards of Burgundy, responsible for some of the most epic, sought-after and expensive wines. Premier Cru is step above village level and sometimes can offer amazing value and truly exciting wines, especially if compared to Grand Cru. Grand Cru, on the other hand, sits on the top of the pyramid, accounting for only 1% of all wines produced in Burgundy. Yet it certainly enjoys the most attention. And the funny thing is, this classification isn't straightforward as it seems with these four categories. Certain communes almost always receive higher recognition than others. And within the Premier and Grand Cru, there are certain lieux-dits that are regarded more highly than the neighboring ones. Also, there are some Grand Crus that are criticized for being too large and not able to represent all the Grand Cru glory as one might expect from the Burgundy. Therefore, exploring Burgundy and finding the greatest value can be a lifelong journey, but in this video I will try to make it as simple as possible. Last time I tasted all four Burgundy quality levels with focusing only on white wines. This time it is red wine edition. Let's see whether the quality really reflects in these wines. As always, these wines were poured by my cameraman, so I don't know which one is which. Let's start. Wine number one. Such a deep color. Why are you so deep in color? Very intense nose as well. And quite ripe nose, like not ripe developed, but ripe nose in terms of ripe fruit. And it is quite fruit driven, so I don't feel a lot of oak here, or like some toastiness or flavors of vanilla or spices. Maybe some old oak, I don't know. Let's taste it. Beautiful, firm acidity, quite lively, playful tannin as you would expect from good Pinot Noir, not too high. It's just usually there to kind of add slightly a bit of structure. It has a beautiful mid-palate. Either this is very good, top quality, regional level, or good quality, village level wine. Actually, it does have a bit more concentration than I would expect from regional. So yeah, and intensity of fruit is quite high. And this is just my first impression. I would go for village, but let's taste the rest of the wines. When you taste all four wines, it always gives a bit more context so you can pinpoint them much better. So let's taste wine number two. So this already shows some development, both on the color and also on the nose. There are these dried cherries like raspberries and strawberries, some black earth to it. There's also some slight garrigue. Yes, let's taste it. So this wine has juicy, lively acidity, and it is well balanced within the body of the wine. It also shows a bit higher levels, a bit stickier type of tannin, but still very beautifully managed and kind of mouth coating. It does not show power, it shows elegance, but something that you kind of need to catch, but a very delicate type of fruit. Dried but kind of wild forest berry type fruit, you know, those smaller berries, not the ones that you pick from your garden. And I also think that this wine is not really opening up right now, so I will taste wines number 3 and 4 now before I come to my conclusion, but it definitely has something to tell me and has a story behind it, and it seems like Premier or Grand Cru. So wine number 3. Okay, so this is much younger. You can see it right away in the color. There's some violet notes in it, and very beautiful and crisp fruit, crunchy cherry, crunchy strawberry that you just picked from the bush. Sweet type of fruit as well. Quite inviting. Let's taste it. Lively acidity, beautiful wine. Similarly as wine number 1, this is also more fruit driven, which would lead me to believe that this is either regional or village level. But if you remember, I said with the wine number 1, it showed a lot of concentration and intensity there. And this is a bit lighter in the style and lighter in body, and it is not as long as the wine number 1. So I would say that this is a regional level. If I would have to compare, I still have to go to wine number 4. The quality here says really good, inviting, regional level, made for immediate consumption. So let's move to wine number 4. So this also shows a bit of development on the appearance, but it is not as garnet as the wine number 2. And it is very light in color. There is one village in Burgundy which is quite famous with lightly colored wines, or at least historically was. And I wonder if it's the one. It is quite smoky and inviting. I really like the nose. I mean, you have these kind of smoked or dusted strawberries and raspberries here. And they're sweet, really ripe and lovely. And there's some toastiness, or so like some nutmeg to it, but it is so delicate, almost non-existent, like something that you only get when you really pay attention to it. It is perfume-wise, this is amazing wine. Really nice. Let's taste it. This wine is so light, so elegant, elevated. It does deliver in terms of acidity. I like it is quite fresh and beautiful, and it lifts the fruit. The aftertaste is quite long, but it is very, very delicate. It is not something like of concentration, power, or intensity. It's like a cloth, beautiful cloth that you just see through the light of the sun, the light of the stars, and something like that. So yeah, it kind of covers your palate and is there, but at the same time it is something you have to catch, and it's really not there, like you cannot own it or have it. It's a beautiful wine. And the nose, it's even more like intense or even more pronounced now than it was before. Hey wine enthusiasts, today I've got something really exciting for you. Imagine blending your wine passion with smart investing. That's exactly what Venezia offers, a seamless fusion of both. With Venezia, only top-tier wines are sourced directly from renowned wineries by expert sommeliers, becoming more than a collection. They're your investment, safeguarded and authenticated using blockchain technology. How does it work? Venezia transforms your wine into digital asset, ensuring unmatched security, transparency, and real-time tracking of your asset's storage conditions. It's not just about investing. It's about appreciating your wine journey and generating an additional emotional return while you sit back and enjoy a glass of your favorite wine. So if you're keen to make your wine passion fruitful, hop over to venezia.com to turn your love for wine into your next smart investment. Okay, so I think wine number one is Village Level, a very good Village Level wine. Definitely, I would not be offended to have that in my glass. I quite like that wine. Wine number two, and I will talk wine number two and wine number four together. They both showed development, so it made me think that these are coming from an older vintage. And so I have Premier and Grand Cru in my mind. And the wine number four had that elegance, that ethereal style that I usually link with Volnay. And it lacked power or intensity or concentration that I would link with Grand Cru, and Volnay does not have Grand Cru. So this is the only reason why I would go for wine number two being Grand Cru and wine number four being Premier Cru. Because of the stylistic character here, there is no way that in quality wine number two delivers what I would expect, I personally would expect from Grand Cru wines. Unfortunately, I definitely preferred wine number four much better. So yes, I will say that wine number two is Grand Cru. Wine number three was so lively and juicy and fresh and zesty, you know, it's type. It definitely tells me that it is regional level. Wine number four for me is Premier Cru, only because I know where the Premier Cru wine comes from, that I selected these wines, which is Volnay. Shall we reveal? Wine number one is definitely, I don't know, but I think it is definitely a Village Level, and I would give it 94 points. Antoine Jobard, I think he's actually more like a white wine producer, but this Pommard, very beautiful. The only thing is it is relatively expensive. I think this wine is one of those examples that is creeping up towards the $100 mark, unfortunately. Wine number two, I will give this wine 90 points. Yeah. And it is Jean Griveaux, which is actually very well respected producer, and it's Echezot Grand Cru. And actually Jean Griveaux owns a Lieu-dit in Echezot, which is considered one of the best Lieu-dit in this Grand Cru. Unfortunately, this wine for me wasn't it, and I had a thought about it. There's huge discussion currently happening whether or not these top sites that we think are the top or the best and delivered the same quality nowadays when the climate is changing, because now you are actually struggling with increased alcohol in these top sites, these most or well exposed sites. You are struggling with reduced acidity, as in this wine, like this wine lacked that freshness to have that energy. So sometimes maybe it is worth to look for lesser appellations, lesser regions where there's some shade maybe even. So wine number three, I thought it was lively, beautiful, regional Burgundy. I will give it 92 points. And it is. And this is Michel Bouzereau. And this was beautiful. I mean, it costs still a lot. It is still a premium price for a regional level, like $40 or 40 euros. But for Burgundy, it was fresh, zesty, juicy, lively, everything you would expect, you know. It might not have the longest aging potential or complexity, but it was lively and crisp and juicy wine. And wine number four, which I really enjoyed a lot, I would say that this is the Premier Cru, and I will definitely give it a lot of points. I think like 97, 96 maybe, 96. It was great. Domaine de Monty, Volnay, Premier Cru La Carrel sous Chapelle. And well, this was beautiful, and Volnay is known to have these really elegant and delicate style wines, and it definitely delivered. Yes, I liked it a lot. And the interesting thing is that I I was not the biggest fan of Domaine de Montil for a while. I thought they produced a lot of labels and I thought they were everywhere. They are investing and doing business in America and Japan. And I thought, oh, this is not a family business. But the wines they're making, when I first tasted some of their wines, I realized, okay, they are expanding and they're learning, but the quality is still there. And I think this is the second time when I've scored their wines in blind the highest. And by the way, this wine as well, it is around $100 mark. So we have Pommard, which is village level from Antoine Jobard, and we have Domaine de Monti Volnay Premier Cru, and they are like $10 or $20 difference. Trade it up. I don't want to be too rude towards the Domaine Jean Griveaux. It is one of the top producers and well-respected producers. Maybe this was not the best bottle though. And in all honesty, I'm not the person who drinks Echezot Grand Cru every day, or even every week, or even every month, because this specific bottle costs like $500. But with this specific bottle, I would be disappointed, unfortunately. So as you see, sometimes value within the Burgundy actually lies within the producer. If you like this video, make sure to watch my other video where I did the same thing, only with white wines of Burgundy.